All right, everybody, welcome to Life is Great New England, and it wouldn't be New England if we didn't have a little chill in the air. And joining me to help make it a little warmer of an environment is Jayme Parker, as always, and our longtime friend, new friend of the program, Jayme Parker. Hey, guys, thanks for coming out on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, you know what? Nothing says St. Patrick's like a guy named Jayme Parker and a woman named Parker.
Yeah, Irish. I'm Irish, so I don't know what he has to say for himself, but this feels good to me. I love this holiday. Pretty much 3/4 Irish. I'm looking at the Jamesons over there, and this is going to be a nice party.
Well, we're going to have some fun. We're at Plymouth, Massachusetts. We're on the water, and if you can't tell at home, it is beautiful. It's 81 degrees. It's the flurries are coming down, which is odd for it being so warm out, but we're actually freezing. We're freezing our tails off here, but we're having fun because, you know, Meter, as you know, being as addicted to alcohol as I know you are, you have a few drinks,
definitely.
you feel good, you warm up.
Yeah, I've heard. I'm going to leave that to you guys. But one thing about being warm, here I was a couple weeks ago here in Boston. You guys were in Florida without me. You left without me. They took off without me. They went to go see Tim Wakefield and Doug Flutie, and there I was just, gee, I wonder where Chuck and Jayme are. Oh, they're in Florida.
Let's be clear about why we really went, because it was 83 there, and it was 20 here. The polar vortex we had to get away from.
I don't blame you.
People are always asking, it's show's called Life is Great New England, and why are you down here in Florida? And, you know, going to the Virgin Islands, and we're doing
I think we have to change the name. Life is Great New England / wherever else it's sunny.
Life is Great New England for 9 months, and then it dulls out. But we went down to Florida. You have some friends down there. Tim Wakefield's a good friend of yours, and we did some fishing.
I fished for my first time ever, and I got to tell you, it was quite an experience. I had nightmares prior to going that I was going to have to bait with a bloody worm, and there's no such thing as worms when it comes to the ocean. Who knew? I mean, who knew, Chuck? Right?
Who knew?
I had no idea.
You would have never baited a fish.
You lost me at bake.
So much fun. We're having a blast. Jayme and John hanging with me. Life is Great New England starts right now.
Life is Great New England with hosts Chuck Nilosek and Jayme Parker, showcasing New England's best entertainment, sports, and lifestyle. Life is Great New England. Only the good stuff.
Welcome back to Life is Great New England. I'll tell you what, it wasn't so great for me a couple weeks ago when Chuck and Jayme went to Florida without me. Lucky them. And who did they bump into but Tim Wakefield, the old knuckleballer on his boat in Florida. They got to go fishing with Tim Wakefield. We'll see what hijinks were in store right now.
I actually have live shrimp for you.
Live shrimp.
Yes.
Well, they're not bloody, so that'll be all right.
They're not bloody, but I'll teach you how to put them on bloody.
Listen, I don't want to pull a PB. I don't want to hurt anything. I'm very sensitive.
See if I can't catch you before we get on the boat.
So your grandfather taught you how to do all this?
Yeah, my grandfather.
How old were you?
My dad did too. We used to go fishing quite a bit. Actually, when growing up, when my dad finally got a boat, we used to actually come right around this island here and park out there and catch, you know, black drum or red drum and all kinds of stuff. So it was fun for the whole family.
And you, and you grew up this year, so you're used to these waters
born
too.
and raised here, used to these waters. And this is before all these houses were built on this island. This was all inhabited. So we used to put in over the causeway and then drive up around here and have some fun for an afternoon.
Where do you want me to be, Tim?
Wherever you want. You can sit up front, you can sit on a box.
Totally wants to come in. He wants to so badly.
Yeah, he does.
Just waiting for the word from his master.
Not gonna happen.
Oh, I like your little thing. Look at the little Red Sox thing. Cute for him. Tim doesn't know what he's getting himself into. The good thing about Tim and I is we have known each other for about almost 20 years. He's never ever say no.
Oh, I don't remember saying that at all.
So are we just going to be drifting out there with no agenda?
No. Might be. But I'll get in some deeper water and I'll stake up and then we'll just throw a line out in the water.
You'll what up? What?
Stake up.
Stake up. Do you surf as well?
I used to surf. It's been 20 plus years since I surfed.
Oh, you got to get back in the game.
I'd like to get back into it.
What are you doing tomorrow? This is coming at a very perfect time for me because I just bought a boat.
Did you?
21-foot center console. Situate now.
Is that a Situate now?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Go to the old
I love Situate.
Salt House once in a while.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sitting outside the Atlantica. Love that restaurant. We can actually take our boat from Situate over there and park at the dock.
Is that in Situate or is that in
It's in Cohasset. Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna stick.
Okay, so okay, what's going through the shrimp's mind right now?
Probably a hook.
No,
Just
but
a second.
but he knows what you're doing, right?
I don't think so.
Do you know how to tell this boy,
I
bro?
don't know how to tell.
You did something mean about that. So where you have to go to a certain spot?
Yeah, they have a horn. You just go right underneath the horn. Just like that.
Did we hear the crunch?
Of course.
Oh.
Just like crunchy fried shrimp.
Oh. Okay, here we go.
Now it's your turn to cast.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. All right, I remember. So you pull this into the. Oh, this one doesn't have a little marking.
No, unfortunately it doesn't.
There you
That's the bail.
That's it?
Yep. Take it over your right shoulder and my head.
Tim,
And don't hook me.
You really trust me, don't you?
I do.
Okay.
I do. You got it.
But I'm not afraid to go
It's
over your
okay.
head. You're
Go
fine.
ahead. Good. No, just leave it sit out
Oh,
there.
just leave
yeah,
it there.
because we're not. We have an actual live bait on there, so the fish will come to it.
So what do you love about fishing? Just the peaceful and
Yeah,
tranquility
you
of it?
know, it's the tranquility. It's being away from the everyday hustle and bustle of life. We're such a data-enriched country right now. Just to get away from that for a couple hours is so peaceful. You know, no cell phones, no emails, no.
You're not out here texting.
Correct.
Nice.
You're not allowed. It's against the law to text and fish.
It is?
Just like texting and driving.
No, it's not
just
against the
kidding.
law, but you would like it to be a law.
Absolutely.
It should be.
Should be.
Well, we can show you casting. That you could outcast me. It's so impressive,
Not
Tim.
about outcast.
Don't drip any shrimp guts on me. You just dripped it
It's
all
just
over
water. No, there's no guts. Just leave it right there.
me. What's the biggest fish that you ever caught?
Probably a marlin.
A marlin?
Yeah. We don't have those in the river. We don't have marlin in the Banana River.
Yeah. You caught a
I
marlin?
did.
What was the first fish that you ever caught? What kind of fish was it?
I don't remember.
Remember?
It was either a speck with my grandfather or. Yeah, a little trout. The fish over there. I have to crank that down a minute. I can feed him this trout if you want me to.
Will you eat that?
Yeah. Saw it. Yeah.
Yep.
Going after it. You got it.
Oh my god, that's awesome. We're on a beautiful river in Italy right now. You're supposed to be singing. Sing.
Oh, sola mia. I don't know if the folks in New England want to hear me sing.
What other hobbies you have? You also hunt too. What do you hunt? It's you and Timlin, right?
Whatever I can kill.
Really? Like what?
Yeah, no, Mike Timlin and I actually usually get together once a year and go on a white-tailed deer hunt with archery, our bows. We bow hunt for deer.
You do? Wow. I actually love that you just did that. Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready, fishy. So if it's a catfish, we can go, here, kitty, 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 right?
This portion of Life is Great New England is brought to you by Compass Boat Sales. Visit compassboatsales.com to receive 10% off your custom paint jobs for your boat. Use keyword knuckleball to receive your special deal.
All right, so Tim, Bruno, and I just sitting here relaxing by the pool, enjoying life. Life is definitely good for Mr.
Life is good, yes. I cannot complain.
Well, you know what? You earned it. 17 years with the Red Sox. 2 years since you retired, right? 2 years.
Correct.
So right now we're in the next spring. When this time comes around every year, what's going through your mind? How are you feeling? Like not being out there as a player in the uniform?
You know, the first year of retirement, I felt guilty for having fun, for sitting out by the pool while the guys were in spring training. So it was kind of a transitional phase for me, but I do miss it. I don't miss the grind. I don't miss the travel. And the thing I don't miss the most is being away from Stacy and the kids. But I do miss the competition. I do miss the camaraderie with the guys. I'm around enough to get my fill of being around the guys, and going to spring training for 3 or 4 days here and there gets me my satisfaction, and I'm good with it.
And you're on the other side of the camera now. What part of the game, you said, I don't miss the grind, but what part do you miss? Just hanging out with the butt?
I think the biggest thing is the competition. I don't. There's nothing. After 3 years, there's nothing that I have found that will replace the adrenaline that I felt as an athlete competing on the biggest stage that there ever is. And I'm playing a little bit of competitive golf, but there's nothing that takes the place of stepping on that field when the lights are on, battling the best hitters in the world.
Mm-hmm. When's the last time you threw a knuckleball?
It's been a while.
Did you stop like right then, kind of cold turkey, or?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't pick up a ball for a year. We did that show on MLB Networks called Finding the Next Knuckler, and I had to throw knuckleballs to those guys, so I was pretty sore the next day. I'll pick up a ball once in a while, whether I'm helping Stephen Wright over in Fort Myers, or I know Frank Viola III, Frank Viola's son, just got a job with the Toronto Blue Jays, so I kind of working with him and showing him how I did it. So nothing competitively. Like I'm not going to be a Doug Flutie and play in these amateur baseball leagues at 48 years old. There's no chance that's going to happen. So
you're using your knuckleball skills to kind of help out some pitchers?
Absolutely.
Like
the Red Sox hired me to kind of be a consultant. They had Stephen Wright and Charlie Hager in the minor leagues last year. Charlie Hager has decided to retire, but Stephen Wright's there. He's going through some injuries right now, but I'm there as a sounding board for him.
And with all your experience and knowledge, do you even kind of gauge like where he is as where you were in your career at that time?
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough to have guys like Phil Niekro, Charlie Huff, Tom Candiotti kind of mentor me when I was coming up as a young knuckleball pitcher, and I just felt a responsibility to give back to guys that are trying to walk in the shoes that I walked in. Whether it's R.A. Dickey, and he's kind of won the Cy Young, he's kind of established himself now, but to be able to help younger guys like Stephen Wright or Charlie Hager or even Frankie III, it's important for me, I feel.
How's daddy daycare? I mean, you're spending much more time at home, and
I do, and all the activities I do, whether it's golf or fishing, I always try to make it a point to be here in the morning to help get them to school and make sure that my activities don't interfere with them coming home from school. It's something I respect my wife for doing while I was a player. She sacrificed a lot for me to play, and raising 2 kids, it's tough. And the mothers out there, I get you. Your job is not easy, but I'm happy to be able to help out and spend more time with my kids.
17 years in a Red Sox uniform.
Yeah.
Obviously, some low points, some unbelievable high points. If you can pin down maybe like your top 2.
The 04 World Series is probably the most, one of the best. Winning the Roberto Clemente Award for me is the ultimate, because it had nothing to do with what I did on the field. It had to do with everything that what my character is about and what I did off the field, helping different charities here and there. So I'm most proud of that moment in my career, and being able to get my 200th win at Fenway Park in front of the crowd. I know it took too long. I'm sorry.
It didn't take long.
But to having my teammates there to celebrate with me when I walked out and did the interview, and I looked in the dugout and they were all following me out. That, you know, it brought a tear to my eye. It made the hair on my neck stand up, because it was amazing to be able to share that with guys that I played with and that were a part of the whole run, and being able to have it done at Fenway Park there and share it with the crowd was a special moment for me.
So not being part of the team last year and then winning it all again, I mean, you're in the organization. How different was that for you, not being a player, but still working within the organization? You
know, that was a time I missed the game the most. I was proud of those guys. You know, when I went over there in spring training last year, I knew they were going to be a special team. I didn't know they were going to win the World Series. I knew they had a chance, but just the chemistry that I felt when I was talking to some of the guys and meeting some of the new guys on the team, I said that, you know, Ben did such a great job putting this team together, and it all started with the hiring of John Farrell. I mean, he demands so much respect. He's a very good communicator.
How important is that, do you think, just above talent?
I think that's the most important part of a winning baseball team. You look at us in 2004, we didn't have the best team that was on the field. If you go position, that was the band of idiots, yes. Yes, it was. Johnny Damon, Kevin Millar, Billy Miller, myself, I mean, all of us. And we used the term back then, we were all brown baggers, blue-collar type workers that just went out there and busted our butts. We played hurt. We did whatever it took to win the game, and we didn't quit. But I saw a lot of that character in the 2013 team with the Red Sox. They played hard. They cared about each other. They had each other's back, and it showed at the end. That's for sure.
Skipping the winters, which you're brilliant, and staying here in Melbourne for the winters, you definitely go back to Boston and keep that place there for the summer. Is that important to you too? I mean, I know you met your wife in New England, and she's from New England, but how tied are you to Boston? I
consider myself a New Englander, although I spend most of my time here in Florida. But you know, I'll always have a place in Boston, no matter what. There's so much about the city that reminds me of my hometown here in Melbourne. People are genuine, they're honest. It's a big city with a little city feel, which I love. You know, it's like, you know, people always talk about what's it like to play in Fenway Park. It's like it's a neighborhood. You know, Fenway Park is like a neighborhood.
Tell us some of your favorites when it comes to Boston, and, you know, places to go, things to do, just things.
Wow, I have a lot of favorites. Obviously, my favorite restaurant's Capitol Grill with Chris Scott there. The Stoli Dolis, the steaks. I love that. The seafood down where I live, the Barker Tavern with their swordfish is world famous. Boston has so much history too. It's something that, you know, we're trying to teach our kids now. You know, my son's really, Daddy, do you know there's a statue of Paul Revere in Boston? I said, yeah, I know, bud, I know. So there's so much history there, and people come into town to visit, and that's the first thing that we do is we send them on a duck tour or take the Freedom Trail or do stuff like that. They have great museums. They have great shows, great concerts. I mean, the venues that they have. And Boston is a wonderful place. New England, anywhere in New England. You know, for such a long period of time as a player, I never really got to experience outside of Boston. So the first year of me being retired, we went up to Maine, went to Acadia National Park. I mean, I just was amazed at how beautiful that part of the country is, and then being there for 17 years and never getting a chance to go up there until I retired the first time. But there's so many other great places in New England to go visit, whether it's New Hampshire, Vermont, Rhode Island, the Cape. We've been there, the Vineyard, Nantucket. I mean, there's so many things to do in the New England area.
Could we have covered that speckled trout thing with butter?
Yeah, actually, they are very good to eat. Really? I've had it before. We could have filleted that thing up and ate it for lunch today.
Say that again. I caught a speckled trout.
Yes, you did. Congratulations. Your first.
Who's going to show me? Are you going to show me? Tell me. Give me the first step. 1, 2. Ooh. 1, 2.
Like this? What? I'm going to do my best. What? That's good? Like this? Okay. Like this? This? I'm hurt. I'm already injured.
1, 2. It's just really like a lot of jumping.
This is the best I'm going to do. Everyone line up. Let's do this the right way. I'm not going to be able to do this.
I like this hair. I love it.
Jayme, why didn't you curl your hair like these,
I know I should
these girls did?
Why do you do my hair? Why did you not do my hair?
I cannot do this. I know for a fact. All right, so I think it's about time we wrap things up here.
I want to hear you sing Danny Boy.
Danny Boy, the pipes, the pipes. Come on, Parker. I mean, we had a good time. You guys were step dancing. I mean, I joined you up there. We had some fun.
Is that what that was called? You step dancing? I don't think it was called step dancing.
I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea.
Thanks for joining us here on Life is Great New England. Happy St. Patrick's Day to all of you out there. Erin go bragh. I hope your pot at the end of the rainbow is filled with gold. You can't say pot in Massachusetts now without referring to two separate things.
You have to legalize
Happy
it.
St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thank you, Jayme. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's fun.